I'm looking at the viewfinder, or like the, damn, is it called the viewfinder? You know what? For someone who's taken 15 credits worth of broadcasting classes, I don't know this stuff. Okay, hopefully I'm in focus here. I can't really tell because I'm using my roommate's camera for the first time ever to film, and I think I'm in focus in the viewfinder. We'll see. I really hope this is in focus though. I'm sorry, if I keep looking away, I'm still getting used to the whole having a little monitor to see my face in. That's weird for me because I usually just film with my phone. But anyways, hi guys. So today I thought I would do something a little different. Obviously, first thing, much nicer camera. Hopefully, I have a vlog that will be going up that's still filmed on my phone, but I'm gonna try and actually start using my roommate's camera to film because it's better quality, and I feel like I want to use something that's better quality now because I'm trying to be more consistent with my videos. We'll see how that goes. I wanted to tell you guys a story, something that happened yesterday, because it was dumb and I shouldn't have done this, but I learned something. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but my laptop just for some reason has a lot of like stuff on it that takes up a ton of storage space. It says a lot of it is due to the system, but I can't figure out why the system's taking up that much space. So usually what I just do is I make sure like my Photos app is like not open and loading stuff all the time. Anything that like takes up space, I try to close all the time. I'll restart my computer every once in a while just to like clear out stuff that doesn't need to be running. Still, it just doesn't have a lot of storage space. That is because like The Sims takes up about 25 gigs of space and Adobe Premiere takes up about 17 gigs. So unfortunately that is something I have to deal with, but I've made a decision. I like both those things, so I'm keeping it. And if I have to, you know, clear out other stuff all the time, that's what I'm gonna do. But then I decided to clear out a bunch of stuff without thinking about it or really realizing it. I went into my recents to delete a bunch of stuff that I didn't need anymore, not thinking that they weren't just copies of the documents. I don't know why I thought they were copies, but I just kind of assumed that if I deleted my recents, it'd be fine. It was not fine. I've deleted plenty of stuff off my laptop in the past, like stuff I genuinely don't need, but my recents were pretty much, I don't actually know how long recents stay for, but if it's everything I've ever opened on my laptop since I got it, that's everything since last November. So I deleted everything from there, and then that was on, I want to say Thursday or Friday. Yesterday, on Saturday, when I was Skyping with my parents, I was trying to show my dad what Scrivener was because my dad's writing a book. He's doing it in Word doc, but I wanted to show him what Scrivener is because he said he likes seeing his chapters in individual documents. So I was like, you know what? Scrivener is the superior writing program, to me at least. So I'll show you what Scrivener is. So I went to open Scrivener. I couldn't find Project Ghost, which I've been working on for over a year, Project Ceiling Cat, which is my best first draft ever, Project Bodyguard, which is for NaNoWriMo, which I'm doing in a week. Any of my projects, they were all gone. Everything I've ever written on Scrivener was gone. I started to panic a little bit, and I downloaded a few programs that were supposed to be able to help you restore stuff that you deleted, even from like permanently deleting your trash, because that's what I did. I just put everything in the trash and then I permanently emptied it. But I have the newest version of the MacBook Pro, which means I have this processing chip called the TS2, meaning that programs can't go into my computer to retrieve stuff because the TS2 chip makes my computer a lot more secure. I felt things going really, really bad, and I was on a Skype call with my family, so I had to tell them, like, I'm sorry, I'm missing a bunch of stuff, I need to hop off just to figure this out. And also because I knew, like, I could feel the onsets of a panic attack. Now, normally, anxiety and panic attacks are not a huge thing for me. I've experienced a few of them in my life, but they're not a common thing. Anxiety happens a little more, but it's usually not bad enough to lead to a panic attack. But for me, I know I'm gonna have a panic attack when my fingers start going numb. It's just like when all of this starts to go tingly and it starts to spread up, that's how I know I'm closer and closer to a panic attack. So the fingers started tingling and I was like, I'm sorry guys, like I just have to hop off until I figure this out. I hopped off, like the tears came because I had deleted 6 years of NaNoWriMo projects. 6 years of writing in multiple drafts of world building and changes and ideas. 6 years of short stories that I had written, more than 6 years actually. I had stuff from high school in there, so like 8 years of short stories and ideas and things like that. So I went into full-blown panic mode. I did not know what I was gonna do. My mind was flashing with all these tweets that was saying, like, from people who had done similar stuff before and didn't know what to do, and ultimately a lot of them had to settle for the fact that they were never gonna get stuff back. But I didn't want to do that because I had really good drafts in there, really good ideas, stuff I wasn't able to replicate, and I was really freaking out. Thankfully, I decided to check a few different places. Thank goodness past me tried to upload stuff to Google Drive, so I found a bunch of my Scrivener files there. Stuff I haven't touched since uploading, which was good. I was able to get those back. I had thankfully stored some stuff on my external hard drive too, which also made it easy to find stuff, and I've also set up Scrivener to back up, like at least to keep 5 backup copies for any file that I open and close. And thankfully I had recently opened some stuff that I was working on, and the backups saved everything. All the backups had everything I needed. The only thing I ended up losing that I couldn't get back were 12 chapters of Project Bodyguard, which is my 2020 NaNoWriMo project. I just lost 12 chapters of an outline, but it's an outline, so I'm fine. I only lost about 1,500 words in total. So all that happened. I also accidentally deleted some stuff that I probably should have kept, like old cover letters, which was fine because I had recently sent out a job application, so I could just download it from the email that I had sent out and just work from there, because that's fine. I have my online portfolio, so I could get my resumes back and everything, which also had a lot of my other portfolio stuff, which I could just easily download. Reference letters that I accidentally deleted that I've since re-downloaded from that email job application that I sent in, and just everything that was important, thankfully I did not delete, which included some documents on like my immigration status here. So me going through my recents was a really bad idea, and it was really stupid. I don't know why I did that, but I learned from this experience that I should not be trusted near the recents folder or to delete any documents without adult supervision. The other thing I deleted that caused a decent amount of stress and panic were my reading stats. So I keep a spreadsheet of all my reading stats over the past 3 years. I started in 2018, I have 2019, and I have 2020. Thankfully, my 2018 version was mostly complete. I had an old version that was linked to my college email, so I could just download that and I could fill in everything else that needed to be filled in because I had everything from Goodreads and my bullet journals and my blog. So it was really easy for me to piece together a lot of reading information, and I could just fill in those spreads. It gave me an excuse to actually create, oh, there's a Primazon van going outside. My roommate and I call it a Primazon van because it's Amazon Prime, and one day, I don't remember, I think it was her who just randomly said, oh look, it's a Primazon van, and that's kind of what we've been calling it since. But anyways, I had all these reading stats that I keep because I like looking at different things about my reading. I like being able to see how many female authors I read in a year. I like being able to see how many library books I read in a year, how much fantasy, how much mystery, young adult, middle grade, the different formats that I read and all that. I enjoy looking at stuff like that. So I had these spreadsheets that were really cool, and they detailed a lot of really fun stuff that I love tracking and being able to see over the course of the year because it helps me understand myself better. And thankfully, I am one of those people who just has a lot of unnecessary ways to store my reading information. I use Goodreads, I have a bullet journal, a reading journal, my blog, and I've started using Bookly. So losing those documents was a pain to rebuild, but I rebuilt it, and now I have a template for myself because I just didn't want to do the same thing twice in 2 separate documents. So I created a reusable template for myself for all future years that would allow me to edit it and save different versions of this template, which just made things so much more convenient for me. And because I keep such meticulous notes, I could rebuild my reading stats mostly. I'm sure I got a couple things wrong, like how much I read per month. I'm probably off in certain months by about 50 to 80 pages, but that's completely fine because that's not that big of a deal. What I really enjoy seeing are the numbers of how many books I read in a month and like what genres I reach for the most. After all that, I just spent all afternoon and most of the evening working on those stats and tweaking stuff and making sure that I had everything I needed. I'm sure there's stuff that's on my laptop here that is somewhere either on my hard drive or on Google Drive or out there somewhere that I will eventually realize I don't have on my laptop anymore that I can just go and download. So thank goodness I just leave stuff in random places because that ended up being in my benefit. So what I'm gonna learn from this is that I really need to buy an external hard drive, which I'm going to do. It's not that expensive. I can get one off Amazon that holds 2 terabytes of information for about $60, which is really, really good. So I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna just have backups of everything on this laptop from now on because I don't trust myself anymore. I'm 23. I'm not bad with technology per se. I'm not the best at it. I still have to look stuff up. I'm like not the most tech savvy person in the world. That would be my roommate. If I have questions about my phone, cameras, probably my iPad, even though she doesn't have one, my laptop, anything technologically related, I ask my roommate because she is a wealth of information when it comes to stuff like that. And I am kind of in some ways like a boomer, but I'm not necessarily that bad with technology. I can do most things. No problem. Just not this one thing. So even though that was a really stressful experience for me, I'm glad I learned from it. It made for a fun story to tell because my stupidity may help someone else learn. Okay, it wasn't stupidity. It was an oversight on my part. So hopefully this video entertained you a little bit and didn't stress you out entirely. If it did, I'm sorry. But that's probably only just a little bit of the stress that I was feeling pretty much all day yesterday. Despite all of that, I tried to make the best of it. I tried to remind myself that this is a lesson I learned and that now certain good things have come out of it, like my reusable reading stats template for future years. So even though I stressed myself out completely by deleting 6 years worth of writing projects, I learned from it and I have backups of all those projects currently on Google Drive and on my external hard drive. And now I'm gonna buy another external hard drive solely for backups. That's all I have for this video. I hope the camera quality really does make things better. I hope I am in focus. I'm looking at the viewfinder, or like is it called the viewfinder? No, this is the lens. You know what? For someone who's taken 15 credits worth of broadcasting classes, I don't know this stuff. But I hope you enjoyed the video and my story time. I hope it made you laugh a little bit because at the end of the day, that was kind of the goal. I have to laugh at myself because I don't know how I would get through life if I didn't laugh at myself for doing occasionally dumb things. Let me know if you've ever done anything like this, if you've accidentally deleted stuff you really shouldn't have and then realized much later that you just made a huge mistake, and if you got those things back. I hope that using this camera has worked out for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!